Hello, ladies. I hope that you are getting some well-deserved rest if it's Women's Day, or that you are at least enjoying some Women's Month celebrations. You don't have to stop doing what you're doing if you are busy. I know we can all multitask, but please do hear what I have to say from one woman to another. Now, we all know that, as women, we play many roles as wife, mother, daughter, friend, sister, even employees and employers. And life can become all consuming and challenging. Throw in a disruption like COVID, and life sure is about to get a whole lot more challenging. I, for one, will never forget lockdown 2020. Managing work, household, and online schooling as a single woman was rough. But, if there's one thing that COVID has taught me is that we are resilient and that life is unpredictable. Now, as women, we are pretty organized and structured, but nothing could have prepared any of us for the devastation that came with COVID. But we are fighters. And, if there's one thing that we need to take away from this experience is that, it's the lessons that COVID has taught us, so that we are better prepared for anything else that life might throw in our paths in the future. Charles Darwin, who is the father of evolution, said that it's not the strongest of the species that will survive, nor is it the most intelligent. It is those that are the most adaptable. Now, being able to adapt or being resilient is a skill that can be learned. It's a skill that also requires preparation. So the harsh reality that COVID taught us is that bad things can and will happen to anyone. It doesn't matter how wealthy you are, how spiritual, or how healthy you are. Bad things can and it will happen. But the difference between those that will survive and those that won't are those that are able to adapt and those that are better prepared. Now, many of us have lost loved ones or someone that we know of. Children who had parents before COVID are now orphans. Households lost breadwinners. Parents lost their children and their financial support. Families have lost income, and many businesses were forced to operate online during lockdown or face closure. Now, besides having to worry about the virus or your families and loved ones contracting the virus, becoming hospitalized, or worse yet, many people also had to worry about where their next paycheck was going to come from. I'd like you to think about this for a moment. After the dust settles, and it will settle, how are you going to deal with the next storm that life's circumstances will throw your way? That could be things like illness, old age, and even death. So I want to talk about a solution, or something that will actually help ease some of the pain of having to deal with some of these tragic situations. And that's money. All of these scenarios can be dealt with better if we have sufficient money. Sufficient money gets us better medical care, pays for the roof above our heads, feeds our family, or even just buys us time so that we can find our feet. Those who had money didn't have to worry about not being able to pay for the expenses when we were forced into lockdown. In fact, they had one less thing to worry about than those who were not prepared for the financial losses that came with COVID. So let money take care of those things whilst you use your time and energy to focus on things that count. Things like spending time with your loved ones, time to heal, to grieve, and to help you navigate through the storm. I'd like you to ask yourself these questions. If right now you're married and you lose your spouse, would you and your loved ones be able to maintain your current lifestyle financially? Or if your family were to lose you, would they have one less thing to worry about? Now, money is not a topic that a lot of people feel comfortable talking about, but here's the thing. I want you to be uncomfortable, because when you are uncomfortable, you actually start thinking about things more deeply, and you also start to take action. Money can solve a lot of problems, and it gives us options. So I want you to start talking about money. I want you to start thinking about money. I wish you well for today, for Women's Month. And until we meet again, take care and stay safe.